Hello again, and welcome to part whatever we're on of the Mass. Today I'm going to be speaking about the homily at Mass. And I brought the Roman Missal again because the general introductions has some helpful information about what the homily is supposed to be. Here's what it says. The homily is part of the liturgy and is highly recommended, for it is necessary for the nurturing of the Christian life. It should be an explanation of some aspect of the readings from sacred scripture or of another text from the ordinary or the proper of the Mass of the day, and should take into account both the mystery being celebrated and the particular needs of the listeners. So first off, it doesn't have to be on the sacred scriptures. It can also be on some other text for the day. So on saints' feast days, we can talk about the saints, or particularly on feast days of Mary, there's often a proper preface, which includes a lot of the theology of our understanding of who Mary is. And so the homily will often explain those texts rather than the scriptures on those particular feast days. But for the most part, it's going to focus on the scriptures. And since the gospel is all about Jesus, by and large, homilies will cover the gospel. And again, I think I mentioned this in earlier videos, the gospel and the first reading are almost always tied together. And so the homily will often look at what's that connection between those readings and bring that out. And then the last part of that paragraph in there, it says, it should take into account both the mystery being celebrated and the particular needs of the listeners. A homily, while it can be purely catechesis, purely just teaching about who Jesus is, often should take the form of exhortation as well, encouraging living of a holy life, and maybe some ideas for how to live a holy life. And the particular needs of the listeners means it shouldn't be directed at, I like to say, the homilies that you give at seminary and the homilies that I heard at seminary are very different from the ones that I give at St. Juan Diego, because seminarians are studying theology all the time. And so they're just immersed in this in a way that a congregation at a normal church usually isn't. And so the homily should take into account the people that you're speaking to as well. It should not just be me talking to myself for my own understanding. It should be me helping the congregation, wherever they're at, to grow closer to God, to better understand God, and to be better able to lead holy lives. There you go. That's the homily at the Mass. May God bless you all.